Hi, I'm Jason Huber, Director of Solutions Engineering here at Akkio. And what Akkio is a predictive AI platform that allows you to build machine learning models in just minutes. It will make it easy for anyone who wants to work with data to prepare, explore, and predict with their data. And that's what I'm going to walk you through today. Let's get started. Now, this is the data set I uploaded earlier, and we do some exploratory data analysis. Within a minute or two, you'll see these sort of insights come out about your data, and you can see I'm telling the daily rate. What's the distribution of that data? Distance from home, if I click on that, I can see the distribution. How many rows? 1,400, not a huge data set at all. How many unique values there are, and any correlations that we see between this column and the other columns or features in your data set. Now from here, I might want to do some things with my data. 80% of our time as data scientists are spent cleaning data. Akkio makes that easy for you. We can standardize date columns, remove nulls, a whole bunch of different options here. But what I do want to do is add a new column. I think that the number of jobs that an individual has had directly correlates to how long they're likely to stay here. So let's create a new column. And let's just say that. Create a new column for average job length. And there we go. It comes back with creating a new column called average job length by dividing total working years by number of companies worked. If number of companies worked 0, we'll set average job length to total working years. That's perfect. So it takes what we typed in, create a new column for average job length, does all of that for us and creates that new field. I like that field. I'm going to hit apply transform, and now I've done what's called feature engineering. But let's ask Akkio what we should be interested in here. So I'm going to go to explore at the top. So I just ask it to show me the insights about attrition relationship to other columns. Not even worded that great, but a very good example of what we can type in to say, hey, show me some insights. And there we go. It comes back with a table that says, well, attrition has a direct correlation to attrition. Distance from home, very high correlation. Number of companies worked, there you go. How about this? Maybe I need to ask, let's just say, what other things should I ask about this data? There we go. It gives me 10 things that I might want to ask. If I type those in, I can just copy and paste. And there we go. We can see job satisfaction versus attrition. Now, if I really like this, I can save this to charts. It saves it in the report tab up here at the top, and I can see exactly what I want. And you can see I've done some things in the past as well that were pretty interesting. If I go back to Chat Explore, I can share this with you. So I can actually share this link with you, and then you can come back in here, and if I show chat history, you can see these same chats and start working with me on my data. Let's go ahead and do some predictions. Now, a few more things we could do is we could also merge data. We also do a fuzzy merge. So if you have an ID field, that's great. You can combine two data sets with an ID field. But if we do fuzzy merge, we can merge like on first name, last name, things like that. Even if they don't match exactly, we'll do a fuzzy match on that. I don't need to do that, so I'm going to predict. And if you look here, I can predict, I can forecast, and I can detect anomalies. For now, let's stick with predicting. So I'm using my training data set. I want to predict attrition. If I come down here, my training mode is going to be fastest. I have a few other options. When I get to production, I'm going to bump that up to production quality. But for speed while I'm iterating, I'm going to use fastest. So I'm going to create predictive model. And what we do here is the 80-20 rule. So we take 80% of your data and we train the model. Now, it says 89.1% accuracy. What we're looking at is attrition is yes. How likely are they to attrit? I could always say attrition no here, but attrition yes is what we're interested in. Now it says our performance for yes is 4.2 better than the baseline. So predicted yes are better than the baseline rate. I can click on the accuracy details and show you what we call the confusion matrix, or what's called the confusion matrix, but we show it in a slightly different format. True positives, we got 29 out of 48, 60%. Here's the important one though. We've eliminated the negatives, the people who aren't going to leave the company, the employees who aren't going to leave the company. So that's pretty awesome. Some other things we show you are the top fields. Overtime is a big contributor to whether somebody will attrit or not. Now, top factors are very similar. It's showing you individual factors ranked by their contribution to the prediction result. Average job length, so it shows you here its rate of yes between 0 and 1.83. Factor frequency, and the impact of likelihood on yes. So what we've done with some of these features is we've turned those into segmentation. We provide some additional insights at the bottom as well, like a decision threshold graph. We can adjust how many people are in each group, and we look at how this group correlates to the base rate in group size and base rate. 82.1% is what I just adjusted to in the likely records. And then we show you some sample rows. We can also export this into a more printable or more shareable format if you want to. The next step we want to do is deploy this. Now, we deploy it in a variety of ways. Number one is our API. You can interact with your model using our API embedded in your application just by making some simple commands. A web application. This one I'll deploy right now, but this is a sample web application which you can use on your phone or on a browser, and you can give this to individuals to upload either a spreadsheet or to individual records like we'll do today to show their predictions against their data. Now we say, what do we want to deploy? It's going to choose my top fields here. This is the mobile view, this is the full view. I'm going to update deployment and web app, go to live app. Now age, I'll go ahead and put in some fictitious data here. Business travel, I'll say they travel frequently. Daily rate, 33 department, research and development, distance from home. And I would continue to fill these out. Now we don't expect you to fill these out. I'm going to choose predict. What you would do is most likely upload a data set of all of your employees to see which ones are likely to leave the company. And there we go. Comes back with attrition yes in this case, probability no, and probability yes, 93%. So to recap, what we did was we created an entire flow from start to finish. We uploaded our data set, come from a variety of sources. We added a column, we filtered the data, we did some data cleaning. We didn't actually do it, but we could have. We did some Chat Explorer. I saved some reports. I shared the Chat Explorer with my team, so they're still playing with it. I did a prediction. We looked at some results, got some insights over time, being kind of the surprise factor there. And then finally, we rolled it out in a way that we can consume it via the API or through the web app. Have fun.